Hello everyone and welcome to the B2B Growth Club, which is Blackhole's first podcast. In this podcast we are going to talk about everything that we have learned in the past 7 years of building Blackhole and working with hundreds of clients. We are going to talk about B2B marketing, B2B sales, lead generation and scaling a company. Let me introduce our two hosts, Balázs and Marci.
Hi everyone.
And Balázs. We are the two co-founders of Blackhole, and today our special guest is Roman Mamadov, who is the senior growth strategist at Blackhole.
Hello. Thank you for having me here.
Roman is joining us today because this episode will be about introducing Blackhole, going deeper into the story of Blackhole, how we started the company. Roman is going to be our moderator and interviewer for this episode. And in the upcoming episodes, he will also be on the podcast. Stay tuned and let's get started.
So, first things first, I would like to ask, why Blackhole? I'm sure all the audience want to know. Why Blackhole? Why the name Blackhole?
I think, Marty, you should answer this question because it was your idea.
You want to hear the full truth? There is no meaning behind the word black hole, Roman. So black hole comes from a situation where I came up with this name to another startup that I was part in.
Okay.
But obviously we made the name and we made the meaning for black hole because we are marketing guys. So today behind the name black hole stands that black hole is an infinite space for growth and opportunities.
That's a lovely thing to say to the clients. I'm
It
sure
is.
the clients fall for that all the time.
Sure they do.
Yes. And when did you guys start Blackhole? What was the motivation for it?
Yeah, so I think we started 7 years ago in 2017. So originally we know each other with Marci from high school. And after high school we went to university, studied marketing, worked at a few jobs and startups, and basically we met at the local gym, and we both wanted to do something. So that's when the idea came, let's make a company.
So we were like, why not start a marketing agency?
Basically I think we wanted to start something, but we didn't know what. But the only skills that we had was marketing, and that's what we were interested in, right? And I think that's why we came to starting the marketing agency.
The unfiltered truth is that 7 years later I wouldn't say that we had marketing skills. But at that point we believed in this statement.
Yeah, but look at you guys now. You guys are here in a podcast room, recording an actual podcast. So that's
Recording the podcast. Nobody invited us yet, but hopefully.
Joe Rogan next. And which channel did you guys start with? I'm guessing it wasn't always LinkedIn, B2B, lead generation. So how did you guys start? What channel did you use?
So now we're a B2B growth agency and we are leveraging the B2B platforms like LinkedIn, and actually we are a full stack agency, so we are doing everything from strategy to lead generation. But back then we started a B2C agency. We started with the B2C audience, B2C lead generation, and the focus was on Instagram actually, because we understood the platform for various reasons.
So yeah, we started with Instagram automation. I
Yeah.
remember how we started was you had an Instagram page with 20,000 followers, and you posted content, and that was a motivational page or something like that.
Yeah, that's right.
And we started with content creation, with Martha's experience. We also created an Instagram bot that got followers, and I worked at a multinational marketing agency, so I knew how to run BBC ads, how to create marketing strategies, and that's basically how we started. Yeah.
Nice. And what was your first real taste of success from Instagram?
So it came pretty fast actually. So through Instagram we met with a random MLM guy
An
was
add-on.
into like multi-level marketing or network marketing, you can call it.
Pyramid scheme.
Yeah, that's another name for that random MLM guy. And at that point, we thought that he was like a great salesperson. So we met and partnered up with this guy because, again, why not? That was an opportunity that came like days after we figured out our branding. Maybe we didn't even have a website at that point. I don't remember.
Yeah.
And this guy actually closed our first deal in like a week from that point. So that was our first success, and that was a website project. So we developed the website. Obviously, we didn't know how to develop a website.
We did it eventually. I think they paid us half the money because it was not the best, but you know, everybody starts somewhere.
You mean not the best? In my opinion, that was the worst website I have seen ever in my life. But I have to add that it turned out to be the worst website because they didn't approve the website that we created, and they came up with their horrible suggestions and asks for this website, and that's how it turned out to be, that level of lack of quality.
Yeah, but it was still better than the previous website.
I mean, it's still better than nothing, you know, because you guys were 20, 21 years old
Yeah,
when this whole thing started. So you guys were kids, essentially.
yeah,
Young adults, which is what
that's true.
And how long did the Instagram wave last? Because I'm guessing you guys are not on Instagram that much anymore. So what happened? What happened from there on?
That's a great question, Roman. And what happened is that Instagram banned our methodology and the tools and technologies that we were using in about a year from the point where it started. And that's when our business went down to basically zero at one point, in one day.
Within one day, it went all the way down.
Yeah,
Pretty much.
so we had to pivot, and basically around that time we had some difficulties in getting leads for ourselves as well. When Instagram was still going and we had the same services, but we had some difficulties in getting new clients because our relationship stopped with this guy, with this sales guy that we not more to mention. So we were looking for ways and how can we generate leads for ourselves as a company who is looking for other companies like to sell the service. And basically around that time was when we discovered LinkedIn, and say 6 years ago. And then, especially in Hungary, it was only about looking for jobs, and some the business owners registered to network and stuff. But it was untapped. Like nobody posted, nobody did connections, and nobody did sales there. So it was a pure gold mine.
Moneymaker machine.
It was the blue ocean.
The
Yeah,
little.
exactly.
And how did you guys start out on LinkedIn? Was it, the simple cold outreach, or how did you guys actually get your foot in on LinkedIn?
Yeah, so we started doing cold outreach in a manual way. So we registered on LinkedIn, we figured out who our target audience would be, and randomly started approaching business owners and directors.
Yeah, I remember that at that time we were just the two of us. I remember one day I was sitting at home doing this outreach, and Marci was going to meet with potential clients, and the other day we switched. And it worked really well. We actually got clients like this. So we were like, okay, this is something. And then we figured out to automate this whole stuff. We wrote a small script, then LinkedIn was easy. So basically what was working on Instagram, we implemented it to LinkedIn, and it blew up. It got so many leads for ourselves that we basically two kids with no experience and no name in the industry. We could get a lot of established companies and entrepreneurs to talk with us, and this is when we pivoted to B2B marketing, because it was working so well for us that we actually started doing it as a service for others.
And I'm curious, at this time, were you guys only doing business in Hungarian, or were you guys already starting to understand the potential of the English business as well?
So at that point, we were focusing on doing business locally.
Locally.
Yeah.
And at what point did you guys switch? Did you guys always speak English as well, or was it more of a business decision that you guys had to, I don't know, go to the international markets?
I think our English was alright because we learned a lot in school. So it was at a good level. Maybe we didn't use it as much as now. But how did we start going to the international market? Honestly, I don't remember, but probably because there was more potential. Like in Hungary, you're a bit limited, obviously because of the size of the economy. So I think it was a decision early on that we should expand and we should start looking for clients to abroad.
Even our very first website was made in English. So we were always, in our head, our goal and vision was always doing business internationally.
Mm-hmm. And the very first website that you created, that was a B2C website, am I right? For your first clients, which you got from Instagram.
Yeah.
Yes. And that was 2017?
Yeah.
Back
Well,
in the
sure.
days.
Actually, let's mention when we created the funnel for Limitless Insta. Do you remember? We had an automated funnel for getting clients all internationally for Instagram. So actually the first international clients came through growth hacking on Facebook, commenting on joining random dropshipping Facebook
Oh my
groups.
God,
Dropshipping was booming then.
And that was a literal moneymaker in 2017.
Yeah, exactly. So we joined these groups, we came up with fake profiles on Facebook, and one profile asked this question in the group. So, do you know how I could leverage my Instagram for my dropshipping business? Do you know how I could reach the number of my followers? And how I could generate leads through Instagram? And we had an army of fake profiles on Facebook commenting on it or recommending our solution, Limitless Insta.
Yeah, and people after the comments, people actually came to the website. That's like hundreds of people, and they bought. So it was like
All organic as well.
yeah, all
Yeah,
organic.
All organic and
Yeah.
no paid ads.
So we were like getting the notifications each day of the orders.
Yeah, that was a great
How did that
feeling.
feel?
Actually.
Yeah, how did that feel the first time that you guys actually knew that, damn, we're making some money here?
That was actually
Yeah,
great.
that was an amazing feeling.
But it was like $100 or something like that for the month's worth of service.
Really, it was, but we started scaling pretty early. So I think at one point we had like 30 or 40 clients, at least from all over the world. We had clients from Dubai. I remember a DJ from Dubai, some dropshipping e-com stores from Norway, from Mexico, from all over the world. And that's when we tasted the international business. And that's when we tasted creating an automated funnel and getting orders and leads on autopilot. Yeah. So actually with LinkedIn, when we got to the B2B part, like half a year from that point, our goal was the same, to automate the process of getting leads, B2B leads, for the agency. Yeah.
I mean, I really think that the automation is one of the main key factors of why you guys are here right now. Not so much manual work to be done, at this point. And how was the journey? I'm guessing it wasn't always as easy. You guys had to go back to the drawing board several times. I mean, the marketing world was evolving. So tell me some of your struggles that you guys had.
Yeah, so you couldn't be more right, actually. So you just told you the story of how Instagram banned all the automation bots in just one day. So that was the first chapter of struggling, and that's a very important part of doing business. I'm sure that this happens with everyone, and the activity of being adaptive and coming up with new ideas, and once something goes wrong, you have to do it. Exactly.
Adapt and overcome.
Yeah.
But actually we had many times like this. That was the first one. Like then I remember we got the first successes in the B2B agency, so we could finally scare from being like the two of us and maybe one or two other people in the team. So we could scale into a bigger team, but like we shouldn't have, because after half a year we had to cut down the size because the number were just
You
not
guys
there.
hired way too many people.
Yeah, and too fast, and then we couldn't. So basically, the organization grew too quickly, too big, and the quality of the delivery was not the best. The processes were awful at that time. That after that we start optimizing, and we are much better now. But then it was like free for all, basically. But we hired some really smart people, experienced people, but still the system was not working well, so we had to cut down and basically cut down by half of the team and then build it up again. But this happened a lot of times, but not this big scale, but maybe in smaller scales, that the numbers were not coming, like our expenses were bigger, so it's
And this was 2 to 3 years into this whole LinkedIn journey.
Yeah.
But I'm guessing it was an amazing feeling when you finally knew that you had enough revenue to actually hire employees and become the boss.
Yeah, that's right. And actually, that was a scary step, doing it the first time. Yeah.
Was it difficult to trust others with something that you had total control over before?
And honestly, I just didn't have the image in my mind that I would have an employee. It was like a limit in my mind.
I'm sure, as you guys have mentioned, that you guys have a lot of struggles on this route and a lot of times that you guys had to go back to the drawing board to rethink. But I'm sure you guys have had a lot of milestones that you guys have reached. So, I think you've told me in the past that the first milestone was that you've hired your first employee, right?
Yeah,
Copywriter.
exactly.
Yes.
So, by that decision, we started to, and we learned to delegate tasks from ourselves. And with this choice, we also expanded our services. So that was a big milestone.
Yeah, and we should also give huge credit to Tim as well at this moment, because before we hired our first employee, we had a friend who helped us with Blackhole, and basically he was the one pushing us to make the first move and to actually start operating as a company.
Really?
Yeah.
So that
He was a big mentor
yeah, and
of ours.
still is, and a good friend. So
You guys still keep in touch?
yeah, so hello Tim, we know you're listening.
Hello, Tim.
But yeah, I think that was the first milestone, and then I would also call it a milestone that when we could actually get out of the actual operations and doing campaigns, doing copywriting, ads, so all that stuff. When we could only focus on client communication and sales and managing the team. I think that was the second milestone, at least for me.
Yeah, definitely.
And then I think a great milestone was also when I could buy my first Lamborghini.
No, but because you're not there yet.
Yeah, but then I think the next one was when we actually got an office.
Oh wow, yeah, that should be quite a milestone in getting your first office. Is it
Yeah.
the same one that we have right now?
Yeah, exactly.
Or
And
That
Yeah.
was the first office.
yeah, that was.
Yeah.
Getting our first office was an interesting and funny story as well, because before COVID hit, we wanted to get a huge fancy office with double or triple of the space that we would need, and obviously it was quite pricey. It was very expensive.
But we were in the flow.
Yeah, we were in the flow because it was so fancy. It was
Team
so
was
cool.
Team was growing a lot.
Yeah.
But team told us not to do it. After a few fights, we agreed to do it.
But nice to.
That was also good advice because we really wanted that office.
Actually,
Like, what were you guys thinking? Like a big mansion on Rashi?
yeah, actually, exactly,
The Hell Mansion, right?
like a penthouse,
Like a
don't
penthouse.
Rashi.
I mean, that wouldn't have been that bad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it cost like
10.
5 times more than our
Yes.
current one, or even more
Even more.
than that.
I think it's closer to that.
Yeah, almost. Yeah.
And half a year after this, when we almost rented it out, we dropped half of the team.
Mm.
So
You wouldn't have completely.
Exactly.
yeah, exactly. What other milestones? I had one.
I also have one. Then we started our sales team. That was a huge milestone as well because with Balazs we've been doing the sales for many years, just the two of us. And this meant that we didn't have enough time to develop the company, to figure out the strategy of the company. So once we made this decision and jumped into it and started building our sales team, that gave us another opportunity, that gave us a lot more time to spend, developing the company further and basically doing the business owner and CEO stuff.
Bigger picture stuff, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and having your first sales team, that definitely would have been quite a big step. I mean, and sales is also personal to me because I mean, doing it through Blackhole.
Yeah.
Was it hard to trust somebody to do that? I think I asked that before, but specifically in the sales part, because sales, as Balazs loves to say, is the bread and butter of the company. So was it difficult to actually let go and trust somebody else to do something that you guys have been doing consistently from the start?
Yeah.
And the main money maker, right, of the company was the sales.
Yeah.
Very.
So it took a lot of time to choose the right person, to choose the right people for the team. Lot of time, and we interviewed with dozens of possible team members and salespeople. On one hand, and yeah, after that, I learned to trust more because of how talented these guys were.
For example.
Like, yeah,
But yeah,
including Euro.
Thank you.
But yeah, we took a lot of trainings and we attended like loads of sales calls together. So
Yes.
But now we're in the point where like we trust you. Like you go there and you fuck it up for sure.
It's our bread and butter. It's our bread and butter.
Yeah.
Okay, that's nice. So, and now, what are your plans for 2024 Blackhole? I know that we've been back at the drawing board as well, and we've been thinking about, updating the video outreach and new models of advertising ourselves. But what are the plans for Blackhole 2024 to close this up?
The plan for Blackhole 2024 is to, how do you say, reborn, name the company Reborn.
Yeah, rebirth.
Yeah.
Rebirth.
Rebirth.
So our plan for Blackhole for 2024 is like a huge rebirth. So we've been working very hard for over 6 months now to get our offering right, to improve it, to develop new services, to develop new solutions and introduce new technologies in the company. So all these should lead to becoming and coming up with the best offer internationally for helping B2B companies getting more traction, getting leads, and closing more deals. So that's the ultimate goal, briefly.
Yeah.
I love to see that.
Yeah. So we've been putting enormous amounts of work into this, like going back to the drawing boards, like introducing new services. For example, this is the place for a ad. We are offering podcast services, video editing services, because we know that in 2024, video is the next, is the best tool to grow your personal brand and to get people to trust you. So we've been doing a lot of written content until now, but now we are upgrading because we know that the marketplace needs video content and our clients desperately need to put their faces out there to be able to build their brands for real. And also we are upgrading our outreach game a lot with the help of AI. So we've been working with AI since ChatGPT came out basically. And now what we believe in is personalized outreach that talks one-on-one to all of the decision makers, because the noise is just too big. And many people are doing the same strategies, LinkedIn automation, email campaigns, but you have to stand out. So that's why we have come up with our new solutions, which includes AI customization to the messages and also AI customization to video outreach messages, which is something that's really, really unique. And also we're putting a lot more emphasis on the optimization of the sales funnel, like creating video sales letters, landing pages, and all the automations that we book to call. And one more thing, Contentist. I think we haven't publicly talked about Contentist yet.
I just shared my first post on LinkedIn about Contentist.
Yeah.
And the power of LinkedIn and networking online is that we've just gotten our first cold lead for Contentist just because of one single post.
The one that I forwarded to.
Yes. Congrats.
Yeah.
We cannot spill too much over the 2024 secret. This is secret. What we're gonna do.
Stay tuned and
Yes, stay tuned and you'll see.
you will see. But yeah, we are working a lot, and I think by the end of the year we have a lot of other plans that will not mention now, but many great things are coming. And yeah, I think Blackhole will truly be reborn by the end of the year. And yeah, can't wait for that. I'm really, really excited.
Me too.
It is like starting the company again.
Yeah, exactly. Figuring out again from scratch. And the sad truth about the video is that it's been on our plan for years. And we didn't start it, we didn't make the decision because it's it might be uncomfortable at first.
Yeah.
Not a lot, but just a little bit. And that made us not to start it and focus on elsewhere.
Yeah.
On the other hand,
Maybe we would be sitting in a Lamborghini in our villa doing the
Yes, sir.
podcast. So we're just kidding, that is not the goal, but yeah,
Balázs Bölcskény.fx.
yeah, like don't be like us, start video now.
Yes.
We can help you.
For good friends. Very good friends.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. So I think we covered all the essentials today for our first episode. Obviously, all of us were nervous, especially with an audience watching it. But I think by next episode will be much better. And by episode 10, I'm really curious to see how it will be and what new paths Blackhole will take in a couple of months.
Probably it will be Spotify top one.
Yes, exactly.
Business.
Joe Rogan, look out.
Alright, so this was the first episode of the B2B Growth Club. Thank you very much for watching it or listening it or however you consume this content. Maybe it was in short form videos. We will be back. Stay tuned.
Thank you for joining and hope to see you the next time.
Thank you. It was my pleasure to be the moderator.
Thank you.
Thank you, Roman.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.